Welcome back. In this video, we're going to go over how to automate canceling in-house sign documents that have been sent out to your recipients. So you might have very complex workflows. Let's just assume, right, that you are sending out these documents, these e-signature documents based on some transactions or actions in your application, right? Let's say someone came in and they said, hey, I want to sign up for this. Let's just assume it's maybe a legal service, and you go ahead and you automate sending them a document, right? But then they come back and say, you know what, I'm so confident in you to like take care of our business, let me upgrade to this other business. So now you want to send them another document because perhaps it's different terms. You might want to cancel the document that you sent to them before because, well, it's not been signed yet, right? And you would know because there's all kinds of automation, right? Like webhooks that will tell you when it is signed. So then you go ahead and say, okay, let me trigger, a process that would take that document's ID and cancel the document so that I can go ahead and create a brand new document that will be sent to this amazing prospective customer, right? So we're going to show you how that works. So to automate in-house signed documents, we use functions. In this video, we're going to be testing with an API. I have an API that I've created called Inhouz Sign Test. In previous videos, we've tested creating documents, sending documents, getting documents, and getting the signed PDF document file. All right. Now in this video, we're going to be going over canceling a document that is sent. I have a document here called Test Automation 2, and it's currently sent. It has not been signed. We're going to go ahead and cancel this document. So we're going to go ahead and create a function. We're going to call this function cancel in-house sign test. So we're going to say that this cancels an in-house sign document. Obviously, signed documents or completed documents rather cannot be canceled. So we're going to go ahead and create this. We're going to give the workflow a name of logic, and then we're going to add a step. I'm just going to type sign, and I can see the workflow to cancel an in-house signed document. Only thing I need to provide here is a document ID. All right, and now because this is going to be tested using an API, we're going to use our request body system generated parameter. This works in only APIs. We're going to come in here, we're going to call this cancel response. Call our variable cancel response. I'm going to switch the code here. I'm going to say parameter all caps request body, and we're going to be passing in a field called document ID. All right, so our API is exposed to the public. This means that we don't need to provide an API key. So because of this, and because of the fact that in-house sign automations require an authenticated user, the only reason why it says that this is optional is because, of course, you could be logged into an application, or you could be using an API that has an authenticated user, which is an API key, in which case, if there is no API key provided at this local scope, then the system would look for an API key at a higher scope, right? So that'll be your logged in user. That would be your user trying to the API key from your API, right? Now, because of we don't have an API key for our API, we're gonna go ahead and use a system user. So let's go in here. We have a system user called Danny Joe that has the in-house sign developer access. So this just means that this user has admin rights in non-production environments with regards to in-house sign. So I'm going to go back in here and I am going to type system, get system user API. I'm gonna call this API underscore key, and we are going to select Danny Joe. Well, as you can see, it's kind of out of sync, so I'm gonna hit the enable drag and drop button and rearrange this real quick. Now I can reference that API key variable from the next function step. I'm going to add a final step to return our cancel response. All right, and that's it. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Go into the config and deploy. Go back into our API. Create a new endpoint. I'm going to call this endpoint cancel. It's going to be a post request. Going to jump into our cancel API. We're going to select our cancel in-house sign test function, save this, and deploy to the development environment. We've been doing all our testing in dev. As you can see, we have nothing in test and production. I'm going to go back in here and grab that URL. Okay. And jump into Postman. Open up a new tab. It's going to be a post request, HTTPS. Then I'm going to paste that in there so I have my URL. Switch to the body tab. It's going to be JSON data. Remember, we have the one field called document ID, and we were going to use our unsent or incompleted document called test proposal automate 2. We're going to copy that. Now, obviously, whenever you sent or whenever you created a document, the document ID will be returned to you. So you can take that document ID and store it in your database, right? And they can always pull it from there and use it in this automation. In this case, I'm just copying and pasting it, but you know how to basically grab data, put in your database to be reused for further automations down the line. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, jump in here, paste it in, and then I am going to go ahead and run. And I get the success message. So if I come back over here and I refresh the page, go back into the development environment, I can see that my document was canceled. All right, so that's it. We've gone over how to cancel an in-house signed document programmatically. All right, that's it for this video. See you in the next one.